Welcome back to the Upper Tier, everybody. The football podcast we bring you each and every day over there on YouTube. Head over there. You know what to do at this stage. Smash that subscribe and bell notification button. We are back again with another fun show, another combined 11. This one was sort of contrived by both guys you see on the screen, our resident ref Mark and the Dazzler. This is a combined 11 Champions League round of 16, excluding the 4 English teams.
Say that again, man.
Combined 11 Champions League round of 16 for this season, I should add as well, excluding the 4 English teams. This week it's been a kind of an anti-top 4 and top 6, really, hasn't it, about us?
It's nice to think about the little guys, you know.
Yeah, the little guys. Yeah.
Although looking at the names in front of me, there's quite a few who aren't very little. You know,
it's mad, isn't it?
Some big superstars here, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Mark, kick us off. Goalkeeper and defence. Give us your formation as well while you're at it.
Gone 4-3-3.
Yeah,
for a change. I've gone for Atletico's number 1 in goal, Mr. All Black himself, who Dazzler probably had a very good view of there last week. Listen, I think he's a fantastic keeper. It was a toss-up between him and Donnarumma. But he just got the nod from me. I think it's probably because I watched him a little bit more as well this season, you know. So he's my number 1. Four at the back, I've gone for Rifle, Real Madrid Rifle, Danny Carvajal, Pau Torres centre half beside him. Again, I was a fan of Torres. I was hoping we might sign him and get rid of Maguire. Well, again, watched him a good bit, especially last season with the games against him, and then this season as well. Beside him, I've gone for Mr. Alaba. Again, he has a lot of experience in the Champions League, and he's one of these players you think's been around playing donkey's years, you know, that type of way. You're so used to hearing his name and stuff. So, and I've gone for another Atletico player at left full, and again, Dazzler might bring back some nightmares from last week. I know you are.
It really is.
Yeah, Mr. Lottie himself. But listen, he's a fantastic fullback. Likes to get up and down. Causes listen, he took advantage of Alanya being on his arse and made a good run up, and it was a great cross. I think was it Griezmann's cross it in.
It was Griezmann dinked it from the other side.
Yeah. And he came in at the back post.
He stood it up really rather than crossed it.
Yeah. So and he came in at the back post, stuck his head on it. So that's my goalkeeper on back 4.
I'd say Darren, after his trip last week, there ain't a sniff of an Atletico player on that page. Interesting calls, Mark, there in terms of your goalkeepers as well. Both guys have been fairly out of form this season, in fairness.
That's like Donnarumma. He was, listen, last year he couldn't do anything wrong, and in the Euros he had a great Euros for Italy as well. Yeah. Unfortunately, he's made a good few mistakes this season in the league, and obviously in the Champions League we've seen against Real Madrid last week. But I've always been a fan of him. You know, I was thinking 2 seasons ago, I was talking to De Gea going. I was thinking he'd be the type of keeper I'd like to come in and see and replace De Gea. So. There was
probably an opportunity where you could go to Hay and cash, wasn't there?
Yeah, exactly. So there was all that talk, and I would have been all for it if I'm being honest with you. And now, listen, hindsight's a great thing because of the way De Gea has performed this season. But at the time, I was thinking it'd be great to get him in, you know.
Yeah, great show, Darren.
I'm a bit upset, if I'm honest. I'm gonna a 4-1-3-2.
4-1-3-2.
Yeah. With one in my 1 is a 6, and my 3 are 2 8s and a 10. However, I'm a little bit upset you asked Marky to go first, because now it looks like I've just cogged his team. Because we've quite a few of the same players. We've actually, our back 5 has only 1 different player in it.
Okay.
So I have gone with 2 Atletico players. I have gone with Jan Oblak. I suppose I watched him last week, and the guy just seemed like he was in so much control. It was scary, you know. I couldn't tell you how many times I've been to Old Trafford, but I've never seen a keeper look so comfortable under the lights, you know, in the Stretford end. Now, when I tell you we gave this guy as much stick as humanly possible, and he didn't bat an eyelid, that just told me mentally he's levels above that, you know. And listen, when you're playing in that type of an atmosphere, you have to be. But he looked very, very good, I have to say. So I've gone with All Black in goal. I've actually gone right back. I've gone with Joshua Kimmich. I just think, you know, what a footballer. And he can double. And he's versatile, so he can double as a centre midfielder. If, you know, we need a goal and we want to push somebody a little bit higher or something like that, he could probably play in that defensive midfield role. I have gone with Pau Torres. Still can't believe was the buyout clause 40 million last year?
Yeah.
Still can't believe a 40 million. Nobody threw money at him. You know, the likes of Real, Barca. I'll eat me hat if Newcastle don't try and sign him this summer. I think he's tailor made for the Premier League with you know, his size and stuff like that. And you know, he's a really, really good defender, obviously.
Pending Maguire's situation, you might go in from yourselves, would you? Himself and Varane would be a lovely blend, wouldn't it?
Next to Varane, unbelievable. Yeah. Well, we thought at one stage last season we were going to see Varane and then Pau Torres being brought in beside him when Ramos was leaving. So, and I mean, when everyone spoke about Pau Torres and Varane for Real, they thought, wow, that's going to be amazing. Yeah. So, would I like to see at United? You a damn Skippy, I would, boy.
No war, isn't it?
Yeah, I've gone with David Alaba as well. I think he's always been a really, really good footballer. And in that Bayern team, he just kind of, you know, he's one of those players, as we talked about Niall before. He's just there every week. He doesn't have bad games of football, this guy.
Yeah, he's a minimum of a 7.
He's a 7 every week.
Every
week. You can see him have a bad performance, you know. He can obviously play centre back. He's played right back. He's played in centre midfield for Austria. You know, he captains Austria. He's so good on the ball. He communicates well. He's physical. You know, he's got absolutely everything. And then left back, I've had to go with Renan Lodi. I was very impressed with him. In the first leg, you know, at the Metropolitano, and then obviously again last week at Old Trafford. Smashing little footballer, really, really good footballer. Again, like All Black, very well drilled on his job. You know, I would say the Atletico lads to me. The one thing that you could see the difference between the two sides last week, I certainly think United had the talent and the ability to hurt that Atletico team, but the Atletico team was so well drilled in what everybody's jobs individually were to do.
Coaching.
Right, whereas the United lads weren't. Guys would pick the ball up and they'd look up and maybe look into a space where they'd expect to see a teammate and there was no one there, and there was runs being made that weren't being spotted and stuff like that. And that just didn't happen in the Atletico side. So, yeah, I've gone All Black, I've gone Kimmich, Pau Torres, David Alaba, and Renan Lodi.
Excellent. Great choices. I went totally different in terms of the goalkeeping because I looked at All Black and I wasn't thinking he was having a great season. And I also looked at Donnarumma and I thought he was having his problems this season as well with PSG. So I went with Courtois in goals. And then for my back four, I went with Pavard. I went with Skriniar. I went with Pau Torres. I think Pau Torres will be in most people's back four, I think. And at left back, I went for Alessandro Bastoni. He really impressed me against Liverpool. Really impressed me. So I put him in there. So that was my back four. A little bit of athleticism, a little bit of engine there, a bit of experience, and a bit of grit and desire from Pau Torres, a bit of strength in there as well. So I thought that was a nice balance for a back four, yeah. I think Darren, we'll let you
you go for midfield, Dazzler.
We'll let you do the midfield, Darren, so we'll prove to our viewers that you boys haven't been swapping your teams. Well, I presume.
Okay, so I've gone 4-1-3. So my 1 my defensive midfielder is the maestro Casemiro. I just love the guy. I just think he's outrageously good. And I think he goes so under the radar because obviously, he plays in there with Toni Kroos, he plays in there with Luka Modric, and then sometimes he plays in there with Freddie Valverde. And those guys seem to get a lot of the attention. I just think Casemiro is unbelievable. Really, really do.
Yeah.
And he's a guy I'd give me left ball to see playing in a Man United jersey. I really, really would. And that's such a left fielder. When you think of the types of players, usually fans would be like, I want him, I want him, I want him. I would absolutely go with the boy Casemiro. I think he's phenomenal.
Good choice.
He's my number 6. My two I'm gonna say they're 2 wingers, I suppose. Yeah, my 2 wingers will be on the right side of midfield. The boy Anthony from Ajax. The stats don't lie. Isn't that what they say? Stats don't lie. Stats don't lie. The kid's been outrageous this season. Really, really has. Phenomenal. Just from they obviously play a certain type of football. When we've obviously as United fans we've heard a lot today about he wanting his wingers to tuck inside so his fullbacks can go round the outside and stuff like that. And this kid is so good at it. Tucks in from that right hand side, opens it up for himself, and every time he opens himself up, you just think this kid's on the score here. He's got bags of confidence at the minute. Obviously, that's bred through the kind of football they're playing at Ajax. On the left hand side, I've gone with another guy. Again, talent is off the charts, but in the last couple of seasons, he's really brought numbers to his game, and that's Vinicius Junior. He came to Madrid initially, and they spent big bucks on this kid, and he did flounder a little bit when he came in, and it took him a little while to get used to the pace of play and all of these things. And at one stage, you maybe thought this kid might not make it, or he may not make it to the level where we expected him to.
Yeah.
He is Brazil's next top model. This kid. He's the guy that's going to take over the mantle from the likes of Neymar and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He is just out on his own. So I've gone with Vinicius on the left-hand side. And then I did have a toss-up as my number 10, so to speak, or my attacking midfielder. I've actually gone with the boy Ryan Gravenberch from Ajax. There was a toss-up. Can I tell you who the toss-up was with?
You can.
There was a toss-up between him and Danny Parejo from Villarreal.
Yeah.
But Parejo just tends to play a little bit deeper, and I wanted someone to play behind my front 2 because I feel like, I'd like somebody to sort of feed them. So I've gone with the boy Gravenberch. I think, he's been heavily linked with a number of clubs recently, and I think Ajax are going to struggle to keep hold of him. He's got an eye for goal. He's got a great build. He's physical. He's good on the ball. He's got a great engine. You're just like tick, 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 boom.
Maybe your potential new manager might bring a few with him.
Listen, they're certainly the 2 I would look for. If someone said you can have 2 Ajax players, if we get Ten Hag, you can have 2. It'd be Anthony and Gravenberch for me. You
wouldn't go too far wrong with the boy up front either. But I won't preface that.
No, well, I mean, listen, I suppose the only thing and the only reason he would be behind these 2 for me is obviously he's been in the Premier League and maybe he didn't set it light the way we expected him to. Because when he initially came from Germany, I was all in favour, you throwing their hat in the ring from. I may have even mentioned it on a podcast. But obviously it didn't work out for him. Now, listen, we're not putting that against him because
do you know what I'm thinking there? Mo Salah didn't work out for him first time around either.
Absolutely, yeah. Kevin De Bruyne,
he's electric.
Kevin De Bruyne, yeah. So
the stats this season are outrageous, Haller.
Yeah, they are. So I've gone with Casemiro, and then I've gone with Anthony, Gravenberch, and Vinicius.
Nice,
good show.
Mark,
I've gone for 3 in midfield.
Yeah.
My first is a man that he's just. If you watch him against PSG last week, he was pulling the strings in midfield, and it's Luka Modric. He's just like a fine wine, isn't he? Like he's unbelievable. On the left-hand side, I've gone for a former City player who, anytime he gets the ball, he looks like he's gonna do something. It's Leroy Sané. I think he's having a great season in the Champions League and in the league as well. Obviously, he can play in the left, play in the right, depending on what formation Munich are playing. And on the right-hand side, I've gone for a little bit of a biased one. I've gone for a Salzburg player, but it's only because I know his cousin, and I've been watching him really, really closely for the last few seasons, and it's Noah Okafor. He had a really good game against Bayern Munich in the first leg, and he got injured for the second, just before the second leg.
Didn't go Anthony, no.
What's that?
He didn't go Anthony.
No, he's no. But no, listen, no, he's a talent, man. I swear to God, I know I'm a bit biased, but you know, when he moved from Basel to Salzburg, Liverpool were looking at him. He's been heavily linked with Newcastle this season. He likes to play in the right, cut in on that left-hand side. He got called into the Swiss squad last year for the Euros, was unlucky to get injured, had to pull out. He is a talent, so like I said, I'm a bit biased with that one, but I had to get him in my team. So Daniel, if you're watching, I want tickets next season.
Nice, good choices. I went with a 4-3-3, so I went with 3 in midfield. I have to say, Mark, I had Sané in there and I scratched him off because I delved into his stats compared to this man on the left. And this man, I think, has a better goal return from him from midfield. Kingsley Coman, I put in there. I just felt he edged it out from Sané because I think he bags a bit more than Sané does. Sané probably has maybe more assists, but Kingsley Coman is a little bit more greedy when he gets into those goal scoring opportunities. I went with Modric in the middle. I don't think it's very difficult to leave someone like Modric out. And I went with a man that I know Darren holds in high regard on the right-hand side of a tree, Danjuma. Outstanding player this season. Absolutely brilliant.
And I left away with it, even though he plays on the left.
Oh, well, that's all right then. That's fine. Well, look, we're mixing it up.
But he's a great shout.
Yeah.
A great shout.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I thought he was. I couldn't leave him out. I watched him this season a couple of times, and I just thought he was. There's a bit of power in there. There's a bit of everything with him. So yeah, that was my 3 midfield.
Nice.
Good show.
Mark, give us your front. I think the front line. I'd be very surprised if we're indifferent on this front line. It literally picks itself, I think, anyway.
No pressure, so.
So Mark,
I only went with a 2.
So. Yeah. Well, even so, I'd be surprised if your 2 aren't 2 of my 3, and I'd be surprised with Mark as well, unless he's gone for another pal from the lower divisions.
I just want to know which of the 2 you put out wide.
That kind of speaks for itself. Well, in a 3, it's never too wide, is it?
I know.
Well, it shouldn't be.
Well, yeah, mine's I've 3 up front as well. Yeah. And first one I'm going for is St. Max. Oh no, sorry, that was a different podcast. The man we just spoke about there a few minutes ago, obviously didn't make it at West Ham, was unlucky. They were relying when he came over that he scored goals. It didn't happen. There was talk of the move. He got the move, so over to Ajax, and his 31 goals this season in 43 games or something like that. Ridiculous. Like
that Dutch league must be handy, yeah.
even we'll just give Ian a little leg up there. Even Mateo Kesman scored goals in that bleeding Dutch league, man. Yeah. You remember? He wasn't came to Chelsea.
When you look at the stats, like he only scored 10 goals in 48 games for West Ham, so it shows you the players around them are really doing well. So I'm going for Haller. Yeah. I'm going for a man that got a hat-trick last week for Real Madrid. Absolute legend. I'm going for Benzema. And then the other man I have up top is an absolute legend. There was talk of him signing for United a few times, and it's kind of reignited over the last few weeks. So I'll go for Lewandowski as well up front.
There you go. Darren, give us your front 2.
Marky's last 2, Lewandowski and Benzema.
Yeah. I went with a front 3, so I had Benzema, I had Lewandowski, and I had Mbappe. and that is a frightening front three. Good
Absolutely.
Lord.
Yeah.
If that isn't 100 goals a season combined or more, I don't know what is. The benches should be interesting now.
I don't like the idea of Benzema playing on the wing, though, I have to tell you.
Maybe a few years ago.
You'd be hard pressed to take Lewandowski out of the middle, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Maybe we should have went 4-3-1-1-1.
Could we not go 4-3-7? Would that not work better?
Could do. That sounds like a Greystones set up there.
Man, plenty of times I've done it under the cosh at half time. Went one at the back, just the sun and nets. Marky, give us your bench.
I've gone sub goalkeeper, like I said earlier, Donnarumma. I've actually gone for Kimmich as my kind of defensive substitution. I've gone for the two midfielders, which you have as well, Dazza. I've gone for Vinicius Jr. Really impressed with him. I think, was it last season that Real Madrid were playing? I think it was Liverpool or Chelsea. Remember one of these in the training grounds when they were doing up the Bernabeu? And I thought he had a fantastic game that game. He was just full of work. I've gone for Anthony as well on the bench, and I've gone for Mbappe.
Okay.
Right.
Bench, Darren?
Yeah, so my keeper, I've gone with Thibaut Courtois.
Yeah.
My defender, I've gone with Milan Skriniar.
Yeah.
In midfield, I've gone with Luka Modric. Up front, I've gone with, or my striker, I've gone with Sebastian Haller.
Yeah.
And then as my link between the midfield and the front, I've gone with Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah. That's interesting, isn't it? You have Benzema and Lewandowski starting, and you have Mbappe and Haller to come off the bench. That is frightening. Imagine having that in the team.
It's like remember playing LNA back in the day, and you get the cheat code for all the money in the world to buy all the superstars. You remember that?
Yeah.
LMA manager on the PlayStation. Class.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't condone cheating at the upper tier, Mark. That wasn't
No, one of my friends told me that. I never did that myself.
The Blues of London FC.
I always used to take Blackpool and I get them from the third division all the way up without cheating.
See, Darren, that's how we picked that guy from Salzburg or whatever it was. See,
good old Noah Okafor. I'm telling you, lads, one for the future.
Deadly. I'll go through my bench quickly. It's I went with Manuel Neuer as my sub keeper. A lot of quality there, speaks for itself. I had Vinicius Jr. on there. I went with Kimpembe as my defensive backup. I know Darren has strong views on that. He's just after brushing off the sleeve.
He's stealing a living, that bloke. He is absolutely stealing a living.
I tell you, Darren, it's mad. I know you've probably zoned in on moments and stuff like that where he's made mistakes, but you should see his stats for this season. They're decent.
Yeah, but he plays in France.
No, but I'm talking Champions League stats. They're not bad.
Stats aren't that great because he just got dumped out in his fucking hole.
I'm not talking about in the last. You can't judge it just on the last game. I'm not judging just on the last game.
Well, I'm judge your boy like the 15 before that.
If I'm going to judge on the last game, I may as well just put out a Real Madrid 11 then for my combined. I had Verratti on my bench, and I also had Perisic. I thought Perisic was brilliant in both legs against Liverpool. Absolutely tortured Trent Alexander-Arnold. So that's a measure of the man. And I included one man on my bench. I thought I had to include him just to keep Darren happy here, because if I didn't include him, we might kick off again about the French league. So I had Messi on my bench as well, just to keep it all balanced.
You couldn't have Messi on it following this season.
I have Messi on my bench, and I put him in there to balance it out because I was sure one of you two would have him at least either in your starting lineup or on your bench.
No way. He's been absolute pony this season.
The look on Dazza's face there, it looked like he wanted to get you in a lift and grab you by the throat. Wait a minute.
He was the other way around last month. Last month when we did the show, he was the other way around. I'm going to scratch him off here now with my laptop pen, and I'll put Haller back in there then.
Please do.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. I was thinking from the commercial point of view.
If we don't sell Pepsi, there's just no point.
Yeah, so that's my bench. So Yeah, it was a fascinating combined 11 to do, especially with when we take the English clubs out and stuff like that, and lots of scope there for different formations and different players that could potentially get into your team and stuff like that. And I'm sure, let us know in the comments, viewers, what you think, because I'm sure we've missed out on a bunch of players that we could still include.
I doubt it.
I don't know. I mean, you look at, I suppose we've probably covered them in when you look at the likes of Real and you look at Bayern, and somewhat PSG.
Salzburg. Sorry.
And Salzburg as well, yeah, right out of left field there. Darren's looking going, what?
Lads, I always have to throw one in there for you, you know?
Yeah,
think outside the box.
Well, listen, lads, a pleasure as always. As I said to the viewers, let us know. Drop your combined 11 in there. You know the rules for it, and let us know your subs as well, who you're thinking. And until next time, my friends, a pleasure.
Take it easy, lads.